And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding. The first problem is his CPU. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken.
Joining our cause was the wisest decision.
Attention all personnel. Research patrols are a crucial facet of our operation here in the Commonwealth.
By Elder Max's orders.
Any Brotherhood soldiers that have not received a research patrol assignment should speak to Proctor Quinlan immediately.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, it sounds like you actually mean it. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
We'll stop the Institute.
Don't despair, sister. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
Hey, Mike. Shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge.
Proctor.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Yeah. Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but besides, Dr. Lee, we're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators. Are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnetic. What we need you to do is...
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how... These are the plans and the material.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw materials on that list right here. The only thing we need you to head out and find is a
Right.
According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is an... We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered mag...
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total... Good luck.
Look like this. There hair is cleaned off.
What's that?
What? Come on, I cleaned this place up.
Hey, hope you find what you're looking for. Hey, sure. Go ahead and take a look. Hey, yes, ma'am. Ma'am?
Someone there. Human, let's play. Ah! Face me, you coward!
Can you see them, ma'am? Found the target again. Find anything useful? up. How may I be of... service?
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs. The same type of bombs that were dropped from aircraft during the Great War. The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so we assumed we wouldn't have trouble. But since we arrived, Our scouting teams have...
That's going to be a problem.
Sure.
Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take on the Institute.
She's right.
Of course. But before you give up hope, Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation. We're fairly certain this includes... The catch is that the installation is located somewhere...
I'll head out there immediately.
Good, because that's exactly what we're asking you. Scribe Halen's established a communications point on the frontier. I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes can be airlifted out once you've... Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wait. Good luck, Knight.
Good to see you again, Knight. You've come a long way since you stumbled into the Cambridge police station. You don't have all the equipment you need, Knight.
Scribe Halen.
It's good to see you again, Knight. You've come a long way.
Thanks, Halen.
We're doing the best that we can. We've had the occasional synth attack, but so far we've been able to keep them from overrunning. Thanks to the reinforcements and the air support, I'd say that site was secure.
That's not surprising. After all, it's in good hands.
I appreciate that. Anyway, I know you don't have time for small talk, so I've had the men set up the equipment we'll need to pinpoint you once you found the bombs. We've rigged up this distress pulsar to emit a unique tone that will... When you find the bombs, plant the pulsar. After that, you should probably head back to Proctor...
Doesn't sound too...
Ah, no. Not at all. You're wrong. Look, I know if you don't, the radiation... Good.
That must be it right there. Nope, that's not it. I thought that was a landing pad for a minute. But it's not. It's just a go and see thing. This must where where the bombs hit, this area right here. Damn it. What the hell is this? A sentinel site. Was this all buried? I wonder if this was all buried. Maybe not.
State your purpose, stranger. You walk on Atom's hallowed ground. You will meet Atom in time, sister.
I need a password.
This is Captain Mitch Dunleavy, 132nd Engineering Corps at Sentinel Site Prescott. All lines of communication are down, and we're tracking multiple inbounds on radar. This is a drill. We need confirmation immediately. We've got a lot of nervous soldiers over here, Command. If this is the big one, they want to head home to their families before it's too late. Some of the inbounds are getting awfully close. Wait a minute. The inbounds are splitting into multiple targets? Oh, hell. This is it, isn't it? May God have mercy on our souls.
Hey there.
State your purpose, stranger. You walk on...
I'm looking for...
The children of Atom have sworn...
Trust me, I'm...
Atom has... When he returns...
Sure.
That is why...
I want to...
Perhaps then I have missed... If you would see these relics...
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram.
Looks like the Mark 28s are gonna do the trick. That was a good find.
I'll work with your team to ensure that Prime's bombs remain stable after they're loaded into his pack. It won't be too much of a problem.
Well, Dr. Lee, I have to admit, we couldn't have done this without you.
It's a little early to begin celebrating, Proctor Ingram. We haven't fully thrown the switch on Liberty Prime. I'm just hoping all the work I've done to keep his system stable are gonna hold.
Are you sure this is safe?
Of course. I've checked every connection, every circuit myself. Prime?
Proctor? All the readouts look green. I think it's time for you to perform the power.
Actually, I think I'm gonna... After all, without your help...
It would be better if a trained tech...
Liberty Prime, back online.
Alright, let's run a basic diagnostic on him.
Diagnostic command accepted.
Give him a moment. He needs to adjust to his new configuration.
Voice module online. Audio functionality test initialized. Designation: Liberty Prime, Mark II. Mission: the liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets: any and all red Chinese invaders.
Now let me run a system analysis of the battle readiness check.
Liberty Prime, full system analysis. All systems nominal. Weapons hot. Warning: nuclear weapon payload depleted. Reload required. Warning: power core offline. Running on external power only. Core restart recommended. Ability to repel red Chinese invaders compromised.
Got green lights across the board here. He's looking good from where I'm sitting. Doctor, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on the big guy here, I'd appreciate it. Well, I have to admit, wasn't sure we'd be able to pull it off, but Liberty Prime's looking pretty good.
With him on our side, I don't see how the Institute even stands a chance.
I couldn't agree with you more. Before you head off to your next assignment, I have some...
Sure.
I came up with this little beauty myself. I think it'll...
You didn't have to do that.
Come on. You are
Right.
Besides, Liberty Prime isn't about to run out and get you a gift. Anyway, that's enough of that. You better hightail... Elder Maxson said he needed to speak to you as... And thank you, Knight. Without you, none of this would...
I think the last time I played, we were able to like spare the railroad once we got this point. So I'm gonna see if I can spare the railroad from being invaded, so I can still use them and shit. So let's see what I can do. I think I have enough to do it.
Is there anything you wish to tell me, Knight?
Not at all.
I find that very hard to believe.
Sure.
Proctor Quinlan completed the decryption of the data you retrieved from the Institute. A portion of his findings included a list of synths that went missing or... After careful analysis of the information, Paladin Dance is a perfect match for one of the synths on that list.
That's impossible.
I'm afraid not. The data you brought back included a record of each subject's DNA. We keep the same information on file for all of our... Paladin Dance's DNA is a perfect match for a synth they called M797. To make matters worse, he's gone AWOL. Disappeared without a trace. His sudden absence simply reinforces our conclusion that M797 and Paladin Dance are... I'm finding it difficult to believe that he never
You have to believe me.
Apparently, which means I've decided to take you at your word. However, that doesn't...
Right.
Dance is a synth. He represents everything we hate. Our mission in the Commonwealth is clear, which leaves me facing... I'm ordering you.
With pleasure. We'll make him pay for lying to us.
I appreciate. Listen, I'm not blind to the fact that Dance was your mentor. But if we're to remain strong, we can't afford to. Find Proctor Quinlan. He's been analyzing the data and should be able to provide you with a starting point. And Knight, there's a promotion for you riding on the results of these orders. You're dismissed.
Attention. Bravo 6-4, report to Armor Bay 2. Bravo 6-4 to Armor Bay 2.
Oh, Knight. I was told you were coming. Sorry about this business with Dance.
I don't want to talk about it.
I understand. On to your order. I've been poring over Dance's duty reports. As you're well aware, Dance had intimate knowledge of it. I think our best approach would be to identify every... You may want to get comfortable.
What the hell is this crap about Dance?
I assume your outburst was a reference to some doubt regarding Dance's identity.
So you sets Dance up, and then you knock him down. Is that it?
Right. Orders are orders.
Orders are orders? That's all you have? I can't believe that after everything Paladin Dance did for you, there's obviously been a mistake, and we...
Scribe Halen, you're addressing a senior officer, and you will show her the respect that she's due, or so help me, I'll have you brought up on charge. Now, unless you're here with information that can assist us, I suggest...
Of course. I believe I have some information that's relevant to the...
Very well, then. Would you care to enlighten?
Knight, if you'd accompany me to the flight deck, I'd like to show you the information I've compiled first. I've stored the data on my Vertibird gunship's computer.
I'll take anything that gets me closer to finding Dance.
Yes, ma'am. If you'll follow me, ma'am.
Well, if it isn't the woman
When I get off duty, that Salisbury steak is mine.
Halen?
This way. This way. This way.
Scribe Halen?
This way. Do you actually plan on killing Paladin Day?
That's a risk.
I know it is. I've known Paladin Dan. He trained me, showed me the ropes, and when I screwed up, he taught me to dust myself off and move. He's earned my admiration. I don't care what Quinlan's report says. I don't care if he's a machine.
That's a bold statement.
It's Dance is the most selfless person I've ever met. I've watched him risk his own life based on nothing more than principle alone. That's why I'm asking you, not just as a member of the Brotherhood, but as a human. If you're not convinced by what he says, or somehow he's become truly lost to us.
All right, I'll hear him out.
That's all that I ask. I'll just have to trust that when the time comes. Before the Pribwin showed up, Dance had me identify a fallback point if we ever lost. It was Listening Post Bravo, an old pre-war U.S. military outpost on the northern frontier of the Commonwealth. It's isolated, and we're the only ones that knew about it. So, just be careful. There's no telling what state of...
Sure.
I forgot my dog's not in here. Dogs, who are the dogs out? Woof, woof, woof. Who let the dogs out? Woof, woof, woof.
It's a clear shot.
Quad missile bear, fire, fire, fire! This is Alpha 1-1 Omega, we're taking fire! Alpha 1-1, we're taking fire! What the hell is your power armor, Dance?
Not be allowed to create these freaks any longer. I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself.
The fuck is your power armor?
I wish you would have told me the truth, Dance.
I might have, if I'd known what I was. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I thought synths were the enemy. I never expected to hear that I was one of them. If it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, what are your orders?
Sure. Of course not. Since they're the enemy, remember?
All too well. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that this must be difficult. I wish Maxon had sent someone, but that doesn't change a thing. If you disobey your orders, you're not only betraying Maxon, you're betraying the Brotherhood of Synths can't be trusted. Machines were never meant to make their own decisions. They need to be controlled. Technology